Now, let me share my own thoughts. You might think that this scenario is science fiction, but it's not. This is, in fact, part of the life story of Neil Harbisson, a British citizen and artist. Neil has been described as the world's first legally recognized cyborg. He sees the antenna protruding from his head not as a tool, but as part of himself. In his words, he is not fully human anymore, but trans species. After initially rejecting his passport photo because of the antenna, the United Kingdom authorities ultimately accepted his appeal. His journey is well documented and easy to find, so I encourage you to do so and look online. But for our purposes, the real question is, what would you do as a physician if he had approached you? On one hand, achromatopsia is a medical diagnosis. One could argue that restoring color perception is a therapeutic aim. But this isn't restoration in the conventional sense. A sensor implanted into the occiput connected to the brain, interpreting vibrations as color, this is quite far outside of the body's natural processes. It doesn't restore what was lost, it introduces a new way of sensing the world. To perform this procedure is arguably to participate in the transhumanist project, one that goes beyond healing towards redesigning human beings. We've heard some panelists speak in favor of bodily autonomy, the idea that individuals should have the freedom to reshape their physical forms. But the question facing you, as a clinician or a future clinician, is this: should you participate in such transformation? According to reports, some clinical ethics committees rejected Neil's request. Yet we all know someone performed the surgery, so clearly, not all physicians agreed. From an Islamic perspective, our guests raised foundational ethical principles: sanctity, karama, and inviolability, hurma, that relate to the human form. Disrupting the body, especially the brain, requires compelling justification. Restoration is the norm, and there were real concerns voiced about the hubris embedded in transhumanist ideals. I would argue that, from an Islamic bioethical standpoint, this procedure is morally suspect, just as some secular bioethicists would find it troubling. It doesn't merely change appearance, it alters function in ways that challenge our understanding of what it means to be a human being. Still, one might argue that the patient's intent is therapeutic, and if no harm is foreseen, then perhaps it could be allowed. As with many issues we've discussed, there's room for disagreement and deeper reflection. So I leave you with this, especially if you're a clinician or trained to become one. What are the moral boundaries of medical practice? What goals are you aiming to serve through your work? Both you and the patient are moral agents in the clinical encounter. Your values matter. Their values matter. And when it comes to decisions involving the human body, alignment between intentions, actions, and outcomes is essential. As I've written about in Medicine and Sharia, a dialogue in Islamic bioethics, yeah, that was a little bit of self promotion. Truisms like you can do the right thing for the wrong reason, or the path to hell is paved with good intentions, they remind us of the dangers of focusing on only one aspect of this ethical picture. Motive, means, and consequences all count. I hope this episode gave you something to ponder.